What's up, guys, and welcome back to the channel. As you guys can see, I've already got a 2011 450 torn down, basically to the area that I want to show you guys and want you guys to key in on. If you ever have an alternator light or alternator problem with a battery light on, you guys have seen my other video of me repairing the wire down here in the wiring trough where you saw a chafe, and made a repair to a red and a yellow wire and a couple of different trucks. If you guys come down here, you can see in the trough that runs right in front of the engine, somebody's made a repair to the red circuit. Looks like it's been here for a minute. You can kind of see it. But somebody did somebody did an overlay. So we still have an issue going on. Somebody brought it in, and looks like they've already replaced the alternator. We have that same 620 code in the PCM. So before I even go through the pinpoint test, I always look at my chafe spots to see if I can figure anything out right off the rip, or if I gotta dive in and take resistance reading. So as you can see, when we're underneath, I don't want to lay down because there's coolant on the ground, but you can see somebody's been in there. They got the wires all pulled out. You guys can see the trough. So that's the wiring chafe spot 1. And as it goes in front of the engine on this same side, right as it makes the bend to go to in front of the motor, there's another chafe spot. And you guys can see down there, somebody had an issue at one time there. So this video is going to be about the third chafe spot that I usually see. More common, I see that one. The other chafe spot that I'm going to see or show you, I've seen maybe half a dozen times. I just haven't had an opportunity to make a video on it to share with you all. So today is that day, and what we're going to do, you guys can see the trough right there. So comes from the frame down the side of the motor, goes in front of the motor, comes up along the side of the alternator bracket and up to the alternator, and gives you that trough with the cables for the driver's side battery. What we're going to need to do is, I want to remove this alternator bracket as an assembly. I'm not going to disconnect anything. I want to take the power steering, the idler, and pretty much just swing it off to the side. There's one 7 milli bolt that you'll have to remove, and it goes on this line. This line's got a little metal twang on it that screws into that trough, so you gotta just get that out of the way. So in a sec here, you're gonna see both my hands and that getting out the way. Okay, one thing I wanted to point out before I take that whole bracket off was what tipped me off. And all I pretty much did was come down here to the driver's side wheel well, and right behind the bracket you can see the trough. As soon as I saw that, I knew there's got to be some sort of corrosion or wiring open right there at that point, which is going to require me to take that bracket off. Alright, we're going to start ripping these 4 13s out. 2 are longer and 2 are shorter. Two are down here, and one right here. This bracket has a dowel that will go in. It bolts to the front of the driver's side cylinder head, and when you go to put the bracket back on, you want to make sure that the dowel is fully seated into the cylinder head before you tighten all 4 of these bolts down. One just fell, but I wanted to show you the difference in length here. There's 2 short ones and 2 long ones. The other thing I wanted to show you was I did take this pulley off to get a little more access to the bolts. I did forget. And then this I want you guys to take this off because of this right here, and where we're gonna put this bracket and alternator assembly. You don't accidentally want this to go. So just take this out. It's no big deal. Give you a little more extra room. So you can see how loose we are here. We got an alternator connection. I'm gonna go ahead and take that off too. All right, so I went and took those off right there. Just gonna leave them flopping. Doesn't look like they're gonna hit anything. You guys can see almost sort of, yep, there are the dowels, 2 dowels that have to line up to the cylinder head. So right now, we're gonna try to take this bracket and alternator and power steering, and I am going to pretty much, you guys can see that, I'm just setting it right down here, just like that. So that lets us access our trough area. Let me put this on the cac tube here. Light up our repair area. So looks like somebody actually has been in here before and did looks like a repair. But on the bottom side where we saw that problem, or that green corrosion, okay, so we got 3 wires. We got a red with I want to say a brown tracer, I don't remember offhand. Got a solid red, and then we got the alternator control from the PCM right to the voltage regulator, and that, my friends, is the 3rd wiring chafe spot that you can encounter on your 6.7 liter. Again, this is behind the alternator. I have had it up a little higher where I was able to sneak right through where I showed you guys in the driver's side fender liner. The indicative signs right there, you guys, was that green. All I saw was, I mean, it lit up bright green when I shined my LED light on it. So I was like, boom, wiring chafe. Tell the customer what we got to do, and that brings us here. So I definitely wanted to point that out to you guys, the 3 spots. You guys can check out the other videos that I have up with the other chafe spots, alternator light on. But tell me what you guys think in the comment section below if anybody's ever had to repair their alternator wiring right here. And drop me a like and subscribe. And as always, thanks for watching. I'll see you next Friday.